Let's talk about effective bracing under the barbell and a few of the key components of that so you can lift more weight more efficiently and hopefully so you can deal with less aches and pains. Now, the primary focus of the brace is going to be the Valsalva maneuver. And really what that is something that we humans do whenever we are going to put hard physical effort into it. So if you want to understand a real world concept of the Valsalva, think about it like this. Say your car breaks down in the middle of a road and you got to get out and push that thing out of the road quickly before you get crushed by a bunch of traffic. What do you do when you go to push on something really hard? You take your air in, take a quick breath, and then you squeeze it on down and then you push while holding your breath. This same concept applies to lifting weights under the bar. Now, a lot of advice in the lifting world has been to breathe in on the way down on a rep and then exhale on the way up. And, some like Chinese karate stuff of exhaling when you hit something makes it so like you produce more force when you blow out. However, that is not the case under the bar. So when it comes to the brace between reps and during your reps, you want to take a giant breath of air in. And then you act like you're about to blow it out and you seal it at your throat. It's just like if you're pushing on that car. And that is what the Valsalva maneuver is. It creates a fluid pressure in your lower abdomen and then creates air pressure in your upper abdomen or your thorax. Okay, so you are combining the fluid pressure in the bottom and the air pressure on the top, and that helps support the spine through the abdominal and lower back contractions to keep your back rigid under load so you can move efficiently. So that is why we take the Valsalva and why we hold our breath during the reps. Now, the third part is the actual focus on the brace. During squats and deadlifts, we are focusing on maintaining your normal anatomical extension under the bar. That looks different for everybody. Some people will have like that beautiful flat back on their deadlift or a perfectly flat back on the squat. Some people have more of an anatomical thing. Myself, I'm very kyphotic. So my normal anatomical position when I'm deadlifting looks to everybody outside that I have a rounded back. That's okay. So we want that rigid back segment. Now, a key component to that is bracing your abdominals down while you're doing the Valsalva. But what a lot of lifters do is they take that Valsalva, they say, okay, brace my abs. They may have even been cued that, or they've been instructed that. They brace their abs, and then they go to complete the rep, but they let everything else be a floppy, wet noodle. So what I am trying to get at here is when you think of your bracing, do all the things right. Get your back into the right position, whether you need to adjust you need to crunch down, get your ribs tucked into the right spot, squeeze it tight, get your Valsalva right. But your brace needs to not just be focused on this soft part of the trunk. It is an entire body brace. So when I see you squat, you take that air in. It's not just a brief ab contraction in a wet noodle squat. It is a big air in, and you're squeezing your entire body tight. And then you're holding that all the way down and using that effort to drive up out of the bottom. And what you're going to notice, there's less focus on one particular area. This helps tremendously if you are an individual who has an achy back or you feel a lot of aches and pains in your back or maybe even some knee stuff. If you can get everything contracting hard, every fiber of your being contracting hard. Now, instead of just having a tight back and hoping that you can put enough effort into the lift to make it go, you're demanding it and you are using your entire body now under the load to move the weight. So when it comes to your bracing technique, get your breathing right. Learn to do the Valsalva effectively. Learn how to hold your back rigid, but then turn the dial up on the brace for every part of your body when you're going to lift. everything needs to be tight, everything needs to be braced, and then squat. And I promise if you do this and you focus on being able to turn up that dial and get better at it over time, you're going to lift more weight, you are going to lift safer, and you are going to get stronger.